7 Action News starts right now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news, the UAW strike now expanding across America and right here in Metro Detroit.
So now it's time to hit the picket lines across the country. It's time to show the companies we are united and we are fired up and we are ready for a record contract.
There is no deal in sight with Detroit's Big Three, with a new deadline about to expire. Union leader Shawn Fain hitting the gas on unprecedented tactics to force the Big Three's hand. The plants that will see striking workers any minute now. We are just over 1 minute away from the UAW expanding its strike against Detroit's Big Three automakers. The deadline today at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Allie Hoxie. UAW leader Shawn Fain just laid out the steps in the union's fight to get a new contract. The UAW calling on 38 General Motors and Stellantis parts distribution centers to strike when the clock strikes noon. This covers locations across 20 states, a total of 13 plants in Michigan, 7 Stellantis sites in the Detroit area, and 6 GM sites. It is noon right now as we speak. Chopper 7 flying over the Warren plant, where 2 Stellantis plants are targeted. Shawn Fain saying the UAW has made movement with Ford, sparing the company of any additional walkouts, but said General Motors and Stellantis need some serious pushing.
We will shut down parts distribution until those 2 companies come to their senses and come to the table with a serious offer. The members who will join the stand-up strike today are living testament to one of the injustices we are fighting against at the Big Three: tears. At Stellantis and GM, under the current Mopar and CCA structures, workers at parts distribution centers are permanently stuck on a lower wage scale.
A lot happening today as the picketing intensifies for UAW members. Let's take a look at the local plants impacted by the new call for a strike. 6 GM locations in Pontiac, Belleville, Ypsilanti, Burton, Schwartz Creek near Flint, and in Lansing. 7 Stellantis sites in Marysville, 2 in Centerline, 2 in Warren, also in Auburn Hills and Romulus. UAW workers are still striking at the original 3 plants: Ford Michigan Assembly in Wayne, a Stellantis plant in Ohio, and a GM plant in Missouri. We have Team 7 coverage of the strike. 7 Action News reporter Sarah Michaels is at the Stellantis location in Centerline, and 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham is at the GM site in Pontiac. Let's turn now with a live look in Centerline from Sarah. And Sarah, we can already hear a lot of activity happening behind you.
We're at the back of the warehouse and packaging plant right now, and workers have just begun to walk out. You can feel how energized these workers are. They've been lining up at the gate for about the last 5 minutes. This is where UAW President Shawn Fain is expected to join the picket line today. I have Larry Wynn with me. He is the president here at Local 1248. And Larry, can you describe to us how workers have been feeling in anticipation to this walkout for the last hour or so?
Well, my workers have been ready to fight. For people that don't know, one of our main things is to end the tier system in Chrysler, Stellantis. But in Mopar, there's a 3rd tier. So Mopar employees hired after 2019, they're capped at $25 an hour. So they make even less than the assembly plant workers that were here prior. And for anticipation, like I said, our people are ready to fight. The company has put an offer out to close 4 of my facilities and to move them out to Trenton, Michigan, which would not give us the right to follow our work, because people at Trenton have been laid off and they have recall rights. So we're going to take this fight to the very end and make sure that we save the jobs here at Mopar.
At 10 a.m. today, UAW President Shawn Fain said that with General Motors and Stellantis, he didn't feel that there was good progress in the negotiations. Local 1248, what have workers been saying? How do they feel about the negotiations?
Well, they feel the same way as Shawn Fain. We've seen some of the offers that came across the table, and they're not good for us. And they're not good overall. So Ford have gave a very generous offer today. and we're hoping that we can come to a happy medium and to somehow match what they gave.
About how many workers are going to be striking here at this plant?
Well, Local 1248 is 1,007 members. So that is spread out between 6 facilities that I am the president of.
Thousands of UAW members joining the strike line today. How monumental is this?
It's very monumental. You hear the horns. People are coming from all over. I've been getting support from other presidents. I got a call from the Detroit Assembly Complex president. They will be joining us on this line as well.
Do you feel that the workers out here are excited to strike? Have you talked to any workers who feel hesitant at all to join this?
Nobody has been hesitant. Everybody is excited, and we're taking this fight to the company.
Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Take care.
Take care as well. President Shawn Fain also saying, you can see everybody in the background as I tell you this right now, President Shawn Fain also saying today during his Facebook Live that he is asking anybody who is a supporter of the UAW to join the picket line. His hope is to get as many people out here as possible, he says, so that the big three, specifically GM and Stellantis, can hear them and they can move through these negotiations in a way that the UAW members feel confident. Reporting in Centerline, live, Sarah Michaels, 7 Action News.
Sarah, thank you. We are now 5 minutes past that noon deadline. Let's check in Pontiac with 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham, where strikers have just walked off the job. Darren?
Good afternoon. At 11:30, we watched as workers here at the Pontiac Redistribution Parts Center walked out, clearly ready to picket. This is the Parts Redistribution Center. They are chanting, "No contract, no parts." Now, as you can see, they are on strike. Now, this is also known as the GM Customer Care and After Sales Facility on Jocelyn Road, for those who know the area. According to GM, there are just over 300 people who work here, 307 to be exact. It might not sound like a lot, but here's the role they play. This information is directly from the General Motors website. Warehouses like this one, redistribution centers, work to replenish inventory at part distribution centers and fulfill customer referral and dangerous goods orders. I spoke with a woman not too long ago who's worked here, she says, for about 10 years. And she says she was glued to Shawn Fain's speech to see if this facility was next to go on strike.
He selectively chose the parts plants because of the significance of the profit that we provide and the impact that we will have on the economy, because we service so many small suppliers. So we're going to impact a lot of people and just not the production.
Watch your back. All right, and so that's one worker who we spoke with not long ago. Not much time has lapsed since they've walked out. Clearly, they walked out at 11:30. We're here just after noon now, and so we plan to speak with several more workers here at this location. This is a similar site we've seen, at the other 3 locations that were already on strike for the past week. And so on later versions of 7 Action News, you'll definitely hear from more of these workers and what they hope to see happen with the latest in the negotiations. Live in Pontiac, Darren Cunningham, 7 Action News.
Darren, thank you so much for that live report. We appreciate it. Make sure that you continue to stick with us on 7 Action News all day long for the latest developments on the strike. We have a live blog at WXYZ.com with all the latest developments.